Hey everyone, welcome to Reblacktion. We are black with a brand new reaction video. Today we will be doing a 10, what's it called? 10 most,
10 scenes in Cats that will make you seriously uncomfortable.
yeah. Suffice it to say, I'm terrified. I avoided this film like the plague. I didn't even like seeing the commercials for it. And I'm not one that gets scared by like horror films or anything. Like pretty much nothing dishevels me. This disheveled me. I was off of the shelf. It was not okay.
This looks like a knockoff fighting game from the PS2 and a half era. Like
Oh,
it
two and
just
a
it
half.
was like they were transitioning between the PS2 and the PS3, but they still made games for PS2. And so
That's very specific and very accurate.
so I'm like watching it and I'm like, this movie should be good because of the amount of celebrities that are in it and the amount of singers
Mhm.
being a musical, but
Yeah.
they look like feral humans that
Yes.
happen to be covered in hair.
Yeah. It's disconcerting. I mean, you've got Jason Derulo, you've got Jennifer Hudson, who's one of the best singers, point blank, period.
Right.
Um, and yet, um, this came out. So I guess with
This happened.
this happened.
You know
With
what? Also, it's like they were trying to make a music video and landed on an hour and a half time slot.
yes. What I feel like happened is that here's my theory, my conspiracy theory is that they hired, these famous actors and famous celebrities, and they were like, hey, since people are coming in to see them, let's make sure that people can recognize them.
Yes.
So they did this CGI thing where it's like, oh, it's a cat, but it's also very much Jennifer Hudson. And I feel like they needed to completely dissolve Jennifer Hudson because
Right.
that image haunted my dreams for weeks. It was not
And they
right. It felt like a
like
sin.
it is the same. Um, but no, it's like they have they treated it like we have never watched animated or CGI films ever, and we've never been able to recognize voices without having to see a face.
Hmm.
Because even when I watch movies like Sing, which is completely animated, I
Hmm.
can still pull out Jennifer Hudson. I can still pull out Tori Kelly, and they didn't have to make the elephant look like Tori Kelly.
That is very true. I knew her voice from the second that elephant sang,
Okay.
and and they should have relied on that for this film because what they created was not meant for humanity to see or or to have done. Um,
The
so I guess
FDA did not approve this movie for
no,
human consumption.
nobody did.
Uh,
Um, so I guess without further ado, um, we will be getting
cringed.
this video available to watch. Hold on, let me get off this message.
Uncomfortable.
Okay, ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, one, two, three.
Wow, old Deuteronomy, we don't even know where to start. What is going on with your jellicles? Everyone knew that Cats was going to be a unique experience when the first trailer dropped
Say
last July,
jellicles?
but we didn't quite expect as
I
many
believe so.
uncomfortable moments as we got. Honestly, you were one of the best parts of the movie.
I'm already
you
disturbed.
totally leaned into the weirdness of being a CGI cat, but the cats you preside
Oh my
over
God.
are
The fur
strange,
coat?
and we had to cringe more than a few times.
On a cat?
The cat's out of the
Fur
bag, and the
coats?
reviews
Yes.
are in. Cats is one strange cinematic
Oh my
experience,
God.
but it takes the weirdness to an uncomfortable level. Keep watching to
Mm-mm.
see the 10 most cringeworthy moments from the Cats
Mm-mm.
movie.
It's been 37 seconds. And
Yeah, I'm all.
The opening act. Let's start at the very beginning. The movie wastes no time in letting us know exactly what we're in for. The opening number of Cats is a song called Jellicle Songs for Jellicle Cats. It explains exactly what the
Jellicle.
Jellicle Gang is and
Okay.
introduces a
Oh,
bunch of
because
characters.
it's the
We
song.
find out that there is
Okay.
a
Okay.
Jellicle ball to
Now,
determine
I
who gets
just
to
was
go
like,
to the
what
heavy
is a
side layer,
Jellicle?
which is basically
Yeah,
heaven.
me
And I
It's important
wish
for
he would
understanding the
stop
plot
saying
of Cats,
Jellicle.
but this number
me
is
too.
wild in the movie version. The cast of the movie is full of super famous actors and singers like Rebel Wilson, James
It's like
Corden, and Jason
like a
Derulo. But all these characters are
2019
introduced
easy
so
Like the
way to
quickly
say
it will
like
give you whiplash.
evangelical.
There's no real
Oh, okay.
cohesion in their
They're
I don't
trying
interactions
think
to
it
because
is.
this number
rebrand.
is choreographed in a way that will make you
It's
feel
the
very
Jellicles.
uncomfortable. The dance moves are
The
extremely
Jellicles love the
suggestive, but you're
president.
always aware you're watching anthropomorphic cats. This opening act feels like it's about to take an X-rated turn at any moment. It doesn't, but it's definitely more adult than it needs to be. Rum Tum Tugger. The adult themes continue throughout the
And
movie,
I don't
and
like
it's pretty
these names.
off-putting. The film
I know
seems to
that
play
they
up
like
the
it's not the
suggestive
movie's
moments
fault,
in a way that
Right.
the stage
but
musical never did. The underlying inappropriate feeling made a
You're
lot
not
of people
wrong.
cringe in their
yeah.
seats. One of the most obvious sensual components is the entire character of
You know
Rum
what?
Tum
Now that I
Tugger. This
think
cat
about
is
it,
played
though,
by Jason
when I
Derulo.
remember,
No one can deny
like
that
as
Jason is a
younger,
talented singer and
seeing,
dancer. But when you make him a cat, things get
because
bizarre.
I feel like
He's got a
they did
flirtatious
something
nature,
for
even
cats
down to
on
his
like
hat and
television.
cane. His song,
Mm-hmm.
Rum
And I
Tum
remember
Tugger,
seeing
is
them
more
in
than
like their
suggestive.
costumes
He
and
moves
makeup
like
and
Mick
still
Jagger
being
in a
like,
way that isn't appealing because he's a
"Am I
cat.
cringing?"
We don't know if this was
Yeah.
supposed to make people feel good or
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
I
It's a
remember. I
bit
feel
of a
like we saw
satire and
like it
commentary
in
about pop
school or
singers being
something,
overly
like
inappropriate.
along with
This
like
cat
Stomp,
knows
like
he
the
is
Stomp
something
era
special and
of
he
like
plays
when
it
we
up,
had
but it comes
recorders,
across in a
you
way
know,
that will make
and
us
they showed it
squirm.
to us,
The
and I didn't
bedroom
like it back
scene.
then
There's a scene
because
in
they
the
kept
movie where
like
several of the
showing them
cats
like
are in a
through the
ritzy
audience and
bedroom.
like
They
touching
totally destroy
people
it
and
in a
like
way that pet
we are
owners will
cats.
find familiar,
But
a
at
lot
the
of
same
this
time, it
scene
was
is
Broadway, so I kind
unnecessarily
of got it.
weird. There are some
This
comedic
one is like
moments, like when they
inviting
try
this
to walk
energy
in
into
human
your
shoes.
home.
The down
Yes.
pillows get ripped apart and made us worry our cats were at home getting into trouble. But then things took a turn. They try on the humans' undergarments.
Wait,
Right,
so what
it's
size are
personal
they?
and too
Okay,
intimate, and the sensual undertones were just a little too
that's
much.
trippy.
Then
Okay,
Victoria, the main cat, gets really
these
into it.
perspectives are throwing
Victoria
me
is
off
a young, naive
because they're
cat
in
who
the
wants to
street
go to the
and now they look
heavy-side
human
layer, and her
sized,
youth makes
but
this
when they're
scene
in the
even more
home, they look
uncomfortable. She lays back on the bed while
ant
another
guys.
cat
like
puts
small.
jewelry over her chest. And she might be a cat,
Should
but
this
it's
actually
clear
be
that she's
called
a
like
girl, if
kittens?
you know what we mean. The expression she makes as she lays on
I
the
don't think
bed
that would
look
help,
like
but yes, I think
something else is happening.
technically.
CGI and special effects. Computer-generated animation can be really cool. It's helped usher
And like I
Hollywood
heard that
into
the
a new
CGI
era of
effects weren't
advanced
complete,
graphics,
and they
but
had to
Cats
like
is proof that too much
send an
CGI can be
updated
a bad
version
thing. The
of it
critics have
because like
attacked
they
the
showed
CGI for
Dame
being
Judi
just too
Dench's
much.
hand
In
was
many
like
scenes, it's
her
very
human hand and
off-putting.
it had
In
like
stage
her
versions
wedding
of
ring on
Cats,
it.
it's very clear that the actors
I
are
So
humans
that
playing
was
cats, but the CGI in the movie
I
blurs
love
these
that in
lines in a strange
2019
way.
slash
The fur
2020,
is
we are getting
hyper-realistic, but the way
DLC
it
for
blends with the
movies that
faces
are
of the
in
actors
theaters.
is unsettling. The CGI also clearly outlines the shape of the human bodies,
DLC.
giving the females shapes that only human
Yeah,
Like,
for
women
please come
code.
have.
back
There
for
were
Cat
several rendering
2.0, the
errors.
release
At one
in
point, a
3
cat's collar
weeks.
doesn't quite
Like,
line up.
Right.
Old
like I'm sorry,
Deuteronomy
you're giving
stretches
me
a
a
leg behind a head
remastered
in a way
version
that doesn't look real at
in
all.
the
There's a
movie
huge use
theater?
of green screens in the movie.
Of
Sometimes
Like
the
it
you're
makes
not
movie
for a
that
visual
didn't
treat,
put
but
out to
other
begin
times
with.
it's over the top. And the special effects
like you
have
didn't
really strange moments. The
you
cat
didn't
that
like
gets
you're not
chosen
gonna
to go to
release this on
Heaviside
Blu-ray and be
ascends
like,
to
oh, it's
heaven in a
remastered or
chandelier. It
whatever.
really
You're gonna
doesn't
do
make
that
sense.
in the theater,
Catnip
so I can
sprinkles.
spend more
Critics
money
seem
to
to
be like,
agree
oh,
that
did you
Taylor
fix
Swift
her
was one of
hand
the
in that
bright
one
spots of
scene?
the movie. She plays Bumblerina. She brings a genuine playfulness
You know
and
what?
great
Once they
vocals
fixed
to
that
the
hand,
movie,
the
but her
movie was
storyline is
perfect.
problematic.
Right.
Her character is a femme fatale. She is overly suggestive and
After the
dances like she's
recent
in a
update,
music video,
critics
and she's
gave
addicted to
2%
huffing
more than it
catnip.
had,
Yes, these cats appear to
which
have some
put it
addictive
at
habits.
2%.
Catnip can make cats act inebriated and dazed. It's clear that Bumblerina has a bit of a substance
Bumblerina,
problem.
is that
This
what I
cat
heard?
is also one of the villain's cronies.
What?
She sympathizes
Is
with
the cat
McCavity,
called
a tough, mean
Bumblerina?
cat that everyone
Yes.
fears. Here's where
Okay.
things get uncomfortable. She sprinkles cat dust on anyone who doesn't agree with McCavity.
Last
In one
time I
scene, we
checked,
see her pour
I
a
mean,
bunch
I'm
of
not a
sparkly
cat
catnip over a whole crowd of dancing cats while she lazes in a fake
but like I
crescent
haven't
moon.
seen
That
pets
means
with
she's
all
putting
these
other cats under the
random,
influence without
like
their consent,
off-kilter
and we aren't
names.
sure exactly why she
Mhm.
does it.
Like
Maybe
Rum
she's
Tum
just a little
Tugger?
crazy, or maybe
Maybe
she
like
thinks it will make
this
them
is
agree
like
with
the
her.
cats
Here at
deciding
the
their
things, we
own
love
names,
movies
like
more
Kunta
than
Kinte.
anything. For
He's
more
like,
great content, be
my
sure to
name's
hit
not
that subscribe
Toby.
button and enable
My name's
notifications. Check your settings on mobile to allow
McFlufferton. I don't
YouTube
know.
notifications and you'll never
Deuteronomy.
miss another
Rum
video.
Tum Tucker.
Grisabella.
Grisabella.
Much of Cats is a lighthearted movie with flashy, upbeat musical numbers. There's a happiness in most of the cats.
basing their names
Sometimes
off
they're
of random
teasing and
noises
flirty.
they've
Other
heard all
moments
in the
they have a
streets.
childlike joy about the
Yes,
world
like somebody
around
went to
them.
a keyboard and
Grisabella is
just
played by
did
Jennifer
this.
Hudson, and there's no denying
It
she's
was like
talented.
that.
She sings a gorgeous
At the
rendition of
keyboard.
Memory, but she comes across so angry that it doesn't really
Just
match the
typing
tone of
with
the
their-
movie.
with
And
their
Grisabella's
paws.
whole storyline is problematic. She used to be a glamour cat. She was beautiful, and
Jennifer
everyone
Hudson.
wanted
Why
to
they
be
do her
just
like
like
this?
her. But
You
she's
saw
fallen
she
from
put out
grace. She
Aretha, that
lost her
trailer
sparkle,
right
and she's
after
been
this movie
shunned
came
by
out. Like, look,
judges.
y'all,
The movie
I-
even
I'm a
suggests
cat
that
no
she's
more.
fallen into a certain type of adult work. Aren't these supposed to be cats? That aspect is really disturbing. She wants a new life in Heaviside more than just about
is so
anyone
bad.
else, but she
This should have
also
never
just wants
taken
to
place.
Be accepted. That's not the most
Are they trying to say
uncomfortable
that
part of
Jennifer
Cats
Hudson
by
was a
any
cat
means.
prostitute?
Keep watching for the most unsettling scene. Removable
That might be
skin.
my favorite
Rebel
line
Wilson
I've ever
is one of the
heard.
funniest parts of the movie. She plays
Cat
Jenny Annie Dots.
prostitute.
She's somewhat lazy, but she also rules over the cockroaches
Yeah,
and
I
mice.
saw that
More
scene
on
with
them
the
later.
cockroaches.
In a lot of ways,
This,
Rebel
I'm not
feels
sure
like
if
she
they're
is
going to
playing
show it.
herself while looking like a
We might
cat,
have
but
to
she
play it
definitely
later.
provides some
But someone
comic
posted
relief.
it on
Her dance
Twitter.
numbers are over the top. She's always
I was
getting
so
into
confused
trouble.
because she like
falls a
takes
lot,
off
and she gets
her
paw
her
caught in a mousetrap.
her
She wears
fur.
snazzy
And
outfits,
there's
but
like
that's one of the
something underneath it.
problems.
I don't
One of the
know.
most
I
disturbing
was
scenes
thrown
in
off.
the movie comes from Jenny Annie Dots. She appears to
What?
rip off her skin
That-
to reveal
that-
a
this
jazz
part.
outfit. We're pretty sure cats can't just remove their
Oh my
fur
God.
and skin. It was weird. It's even stranger than the fact that old Deuteronomy wears a fur coat on top of her actual fur. We have so many questions about that too.
Old
Is that the fur from
Deuteronomy
another
is
cat?
really this
These
woman's
fur
name.
issues bring a terrifying level to the movie. The cat puns. The movie is called Cats. It's all about cats who want to go to heaven. The original musical was based on a lost children's poem by T.S. Eliot, and it was
Is
about
that
cats.
what this is
We
about?
get it, but the movie really leans into the cattiness of the story. First of all, these actors
T.S.
are
Eliot?
over the
Really?
top with
Really
their
like-
cat behavior. They
This
hiss
is really
and
like
lick
all
themselves,
dogs
but
go
then
to
there are
heaven
just
except
way
for
too many cat
cats.
puns.
Yeah, I
Of
mean,
course,
it's
this
all
isn't
cats go to
necessarily the
hell,
movie's fault.
basically.
The
I
original
think
play has
is
all the same lines. There are jokes
there's
about the cat being
Ephesians,
notorious
there's
tongue and letting the
Deuteronomy,
cat out of the bag. At
there's
first, they're funny.
Genesis.
They made us giggle because it's kind of cute. It shows that the movie
We're gonna
isn't
be
taking
reading
itself too
from
seriously.
Rum
But then
Tum
it became
Tucker,
too much.
chapter
In a
one,
matter of minutes, the cat
verse
puns are
3.
annoying. There are just too many of them. We think they could have managed to cut quite a few of them. It wouldn't have ruined the
What?
effect of the cat puns to have a few less.
And Mr. Bumblebee
Weird noises.
said upon
The
that
movie
great
might be about
river,
cats, but
looking-
sometimes there are a few too many reminders
"Let
that
my
these
cats
characters
go."
aren't human. We can't help but wonder if just showing them looking
Let
like
my
cats would be
cats
enough.
go. Let my
The actors
cat
have a
people
lot of
go.
cat-like
They're
behaviors.
not
We don't
just
just mean
cats.
moving in cat-like fashion either.
I
Every
would have
time
preferred
James
that
Corden's
story.
character, Bustopher Jones,
He looks like
hisses,
Penguin.
It's uncomfortable.
Like,
And let's
honestly,
not
like,
forget
it
about
doesn't
Ian
even look
McKellen.
like a
Of
cat.
course, he's an amazing actor, and he plays Gus, the theater cat, who
Ian
used to be a
McKellen
theater
is in this
legend,
movie,
but now
isn't he?
he's old and feeble.
He is.
really took this cat role
I
seriously.
don't know how
Throughout
much
the
they
film,
paid
we
them,
see him
but
lapping up
it
dirt
had to
from
be a lot.
bowl. The cats are just too human-like to pull that scene off successfully. It's honestly kind of gross. When any of the cats eat, it's a little nauseating. He also meows a lot.
They just keep
very
showing
loudly.
the scene where
None
he's
of
like
the actors sound
spitting
really
something
cat-like
at
when they
the other
meow.
cat.
It just makes the scenes weird.
Yeah.
The mice and
Stop it.
cockroaches. Cats didn't include the creepiest part of the movie in its trailers, and for
More
good reason.
cockroaches?
The mice and cockroaches
Yeah.
in the movie are one of the most disturbing things we've
Why-
ever seen.
why did
They
Idris
look like
Elba
they
have to
belong
have
in a
green
horror movie.
eyes?
The humanoid face on the cockroaches
What was
look
the
like
reason?
they've just been pasted on. Then there are the mice. They have human-like faces
There were
too, but it's
humanoid
extra creepy
faces
because
on
they
the
look like
cockroaches?
children. As if this isn't bad enough, we see the cats eating
yeah,
these things,
uh,
and since you never
yes.
quite forget that these are humans, it all comes across very
The
cannibalistic.
cats ate them?
Seriously, you haven't known
Yes,
disturbing
that's what-
until
oh my
you've
God.
seen James
That's what-
Corden
oh my
eat
God.
a mouse that looks like a child.
Um,
Additionally,
what's
we
her-
see
what's her
all
name?
these
That's what
creatures
Rebel
rummaging
Wilson
through the
did.
trash and
There were
eating it.
cockroaches like
It's not
underneath the
great for the
table, and
appetite.
she
We
hit
really
the
have to wonder
table,
what the
and she lifted up
animators
her
were
head.
thinking with these creatures, especially the mice and
Do cats
cockroaches.
eat cockroaches?
Which part of cats did
I
you find
asked
the most
someone
unsettling?
who
Let us
knew, and
know
he
in
he
the
said yeah.
comments. Thank
You
for
know,
watching,
so I
and
guess
don't forget to give this
technically,
video a
yes,
big
they
thumbs up.
did.
We'll catch you next
But
time.
I don't think that you need to include that stuff or like make it so prevalent. Once again, haven't seen the Broadway,
They
version.
weren't eating cockroaches on Broadway.
I sure to God hope not. There's no reason for it. And especially like if they did, which, included some type of cockroach story, you don't have to, right? You don't have to, cause Like, make it CGI, make them dance. It doesn't need to be highlighted, is basically what I'm saying. And they highlighted it. From the video that I saw of Rebel Wilson, once again, there were cockroaches underneath this table. She goes underneath the table. She hits it, and one falls off. But they're doing like a choreography, like dance routine, and one of them falls, and then she eats it. But I'm just thinking like this, and it's like I can't help but think. So like you're all singing and like dancing because like she's dancing, she's on the table, she's ripping off her fur suit, and the cockroaches are into it. They're like, hey, we're like here as well. And then you eat one of them. Like,
I also think that just said that the mice also had like children faces, and they were eating those also.
okay, I didn't know that part. Didn't hear that part. I might have went deaf for a second. My ears might have said no, not today. Um,
You know what I have the biggest problem with, besides all of it? Um,
besides the whole thing from top to bottom.
who was the audience? Like, who was this geared towards? Because when you think of the concept, a movie about singing cats, right? That speaks to kids. Then you think about the fact that it was based off of a Broadway musical. That speaks to a more adult, like an older adult generation, right? Then you put Rebel Wilson, Jason Derulo, Jennifer Hudson, Ian McKellen, Dame Judi Dench, like an array of people that almost speaks to like our generation of people. So I guess maybe it was trying to cross all platforms. However, you make these terrible graphics, so then that already turns our generation away. Then you have them eating mice kids and cockroaches. That has to turn everyone away. And then these creepy, oh no, it's still the graphics. That turns the kids away. So like, who did they anticipate seeing this movie? And why didn't they instead do like they had done with what they just did with Rent, and like made for ABC when they did like the live performance of Rent, and they put like Tasha in it, and Jordan Fisher, I think that's his last name. And like they could have just put cat ears and tails on these people and did like a live version of this, and they could have showed it in the movie theater. Like I would have went and still saw that.
Yeah.
But the moment I saw this trailer, I was like, that ain't it.
No. This definitely didn't translate well, and their decision making didn't do them any, didn't give them anything positive. It didn't do them any favors. It's already a very like difficult concept for the mainstream of being like, hey, let's go and see this Cats Broadway film. But you know, sometimes for like Christmas, you're like in a Christmas mood and you do things that you might not expect. So I mean, you can possibly grab an audience by making it look as, I guess, polished as you possibly can. But as you said, simply everything was a hard sell, from the graphics to the concept and where they decided to go with it. It once again did not translate well to a big movie screen audience for us to get up and choose to go out and see this when I didn't even want to see it on my TV when I was fast forwarding through it. I just remember, you know, that's how Jennifer Hudson became that whole meme of people using that face. And this is what concerns me. Like, this had to go through rounds and rounds of people. Multiple people saw what
Even
we
after,
saw.
that's why
Even
we got
after.
DLC.
Yeah. Like, this goes through like a process. It's not just, oh, we created this thing, here you go. This has to go through multiple people. So multiple people with their eyeballs witnessed this monstrosity. And they said, yep, that's good enough. And like, I understand like like the like money making process of it, of like, okay, let's hurry up and like rush it out. But even if this thing were polished, no, it still wouldn't have saved it. Even if Dame Judi Dench's hand was a cat hand, she's still wearing a fur coat. Rebel Wilson is still unzipping her fur for like, what was it, a bikini or something?
It was like a leotard, if I'm not mistaken.
Everyone's mistaken.
Everyone's mistaken, even the creator.
Even the creators. So
The
yeah,
thing
there was
I'm
no
sorry.
redeeming factors. So that is our reaction recap. The things we do for y'all. Hope you enjoyed it more than the Cats film. And we will see you later. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate all the feedback we've been getting so far. Hearts. Avoid cats at all costs. Bye.
Yeah, we watched this video for you so that you didn't have to.
Yes. Yes. The things we do. Later.